Good evening. The real Arnold B here, coming to you. I don't know if you can read that. Coming to you from Northridge, California, for another Diowarriors Hangout. I'm with
Yay!
I'm with Andre, creator of Diowarriors and Diowarriors Store. Sorry for the low-tech graphics. We're trying to work out the kinks. Google Plus and YouTube, they're just making too many changes. Anyway, good evening, Andre. So I
Hey
hear
there.
you went to JoeCon. You want to tell us what happened?
Well, we got a table there. We showed up on Friday, and it was a whirlwind of activity. Um, there was we had a corner table, and there was lines of people for other vendors, and it was fortunate because the lines were not moving very quickly, and people were just glancing around. They got to see our table. They got to see what we had, and we gave out a whole bunch of big haul bags. I would see people just standing around holding a plastic bag, and I'll be like, "Sir, looks like you could use a big haul bag," something like that. And they were grateful. They would load up their bags, and they'll take a look and see what other stuff we had. And we sold a lot of stuff, and our inventory at the store is at an all-time low now. And so I'm taking that opportunity to replenish the inventory with new stuff and new designs.
Cool. How many days were you there?
We were there till from Friday till Sunday when they closed.
So on
So about
Friday, were there a lot of people?
yes, Friday there was a lot of people, and Saturday also, and then Sunday was the last day rush kind of thing where people come in to buy the stuff that they left for later.
Okay. Yeah, I've been watching or monitoring everybody else's posts about JoeCon, and I was checking out the crowd. It was a decent crowd on Friday, but it looked like it kind of dwindled down on Saturday and Sunday. Was that the case?
It depends. It depends on Saturday. Around lunchtime, things got kind of quiet, and then things start to pick up again. Saturday was actually a pretty good day.
So, what about rumors about GI Joe being retired or being shelved for now? What's going on there? Did you hear anything?
I, I am very out of date on that since we just had a table. Since we were making sales, I couldn't stay away from the table very long. So I'm actually getting news from you guys. People like Kiara has been keeping me up to date on what's been posted on the from the other groups, and it seems like the next JoeCon might be the last JoeCon. It's going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and so far, if everything goes well, we should be there. But it sounds like it could be the last JoeCon.
Oh, damn. It'll be the last ever, or maybe the last for a while.
Could be the last ever, unless someone like Brian Savage can negotiate with Hasbro. And the thing is that with HasCon coming up this September, of course, Hasbro is enthusiastic. Maybe they're over enthusiastic and they're assuming HasCon is going to be the greatest thing around, that they won't need to have a JoeCon or a BotCon or some other convention for their products. And I hope they're wrong, mostly because that helps to have another JoeCon. If they're right, then that gives them all the reasons never to have another JoeCon, just to have it all as HasCon. And I know from other groups, the Transformers people, they are, quite sad that this BotCon is scheduled to be their last.
Wow. Now, I understand you met a few other people too, like other guys doing other action figure lines.
Met just about everyone. Um, the people from the Cowboy line, Chicken Fried Toys, they were there. Marauder Rubin and the Marauder Task Force booth, they were there. Um, the folks from Raging Spoons Customs, they were there. There were a whole bunch of other people, the cosplay people from the Finest, you know, the G.I. Joe cosplay group. They were there. They were really nice, and we did a lot of talking, and
Yeah, I
met a
love
lot of people.
G.I. Joe Finest guys. They're great. The cosplayers, they're great.
Yeah, they were really
Awesome
good.
costumes.
Yeah, besides the uniforms, I don't want to call them costumes, but you know, besides those things being well done, and there were quite a few that was really well done, especially the Vipers. And the last day on Sunday, there was this one particular Viper walking around with a "Vote for Cobra Commander" sign, but he really looked the part. You know, body shape, everything. He was tall, you know, well built, everything. He looked like a real Viper,
Man.
and not just someone just slapping on, you know, a Viper thing, but he looked the part.
Great.
And there was also other people from, they had nothing to do with G.I. Joe Finest that was there. They had one person in particular was walking around as a Marauder Task Force figure.
Wow.
Yeah, so he had the, you know, everything. And
Was
so I took a
Time
photo of
Marauder
him.
just came that way.
Right, right. And so, you know, it was quite an interesting experience this time. We were much more prepared to go to this JoeCon than we did from our first JoeCon in 2014 for the 50th anniversary. And so we did a lot of things better and a lot of things more right. But we still had chaos and panic at the last moment, just getting over there and setting up and everything. You know, we got there late, for example. We were the last ones setting up our table on Friday. And but we were also one of the first ones to leave on Sunday, so we had our act together by then. So.
Yeah, I set up a table. You know, Sean and I set up a table that one year at the GI Joe show in Burbank, and even though I came in early, a lot of the other people were already there setting up, and I figured, you know, they probably went the day before, stayed in the hotel overnight, and just went downstairs early. But yeah, we had a good time. And speaking of tables, though, so what kind of products does Diowarrior store have in store for us? You got something to show us?
Well, yes. Actually, for the JoeCon, we brought a number of new stuff that we had them on display, and but a lot of the attention went to two things that we had. Was the steampunk mech that we had on display. Eyes went to that.
Okay,
We also had yeah.
let me welcome Sean Williams, creator of West Coast Diorama Supply Depot. Welcome, Sean. Can you hear us? Okay. Okay, we can barely hear
My
you.
mic is muted in the back because of the AC. It's
Yeah,
on. It's like 109 degrees here, so.
I know I got my AC going on. Anyway, let's
I mean,
go.
if it doesn't bother you, I'll leave it unmuted. If it gets too loud, I'll just, just.
Nope, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna leave
That AC.
it live.
Yeah, keep it running.
All right, cool.
So anyway, Andre, let's go back to your new products.
Yeah, so we're saying the attention at first went to the mechs, specifically the steampunk mech, and also went to another mech that we had on display. Uh, all four-legged mechs that came out about a year ago.
Yeah.
I did an upgrade. and had the upgrade on the table, and had the old generation mechs in a display case. And then the other thing was the alien conspiracy prototype figures we had. Attention went to there as well. But in terms of the different products, right? But in terms of the different products, we had a small display with painted products, painted barrels, painted canisters, painted tools, things like that, including the long-awaited weapon of mass destruction, and that one was also on display. And everyone was asking all sorts of questions, from how do we do the rust on the barrels to did you 3D print this? Be like a small little bitty 1/18 scale screwdriver. And so we had that on there. We had some of the most new things that we had printed was there. We had a hacksaw, we had a drill, the crescent wrench, other small little bitty tool items. But also we had some of the newer consoles that we are going to be introducing, and that's something that I have here to show. Let's see. Oh, here's the camera. So I don't know how well you can see this, but this is just a prototype that we had on display. It's all in white to kind of show, I don't know how well you can see it, but to show a smoothing process that we are doing on a lot of our 3D items, 3D printed items. Maybe I could get some light glare to kind of show the glossy.
Yeah, I can see some detail on in the front there. Is that a keyboard?
Well, this is just a standard print, but it's been extra smooth to try to eliminate the print lines that are common in 3D printed stuff. And it looks, so smooth. It's like a porcelain type of coating. You don't really see any of the layering lines, but if I look hard enough, I can find them. Give you another example of what else we are doing. We're going into what I'm referring to as hyper detail, extremely detailed sections of props. So the props are printed in, the bulk of the prop is printed in the standard filament, and the detail parts are printed separately using a resin printer. And the difference in resolution is a lot, but it keeps costs down.
What's that?
So all the stuff you
took out. What was that part that you just took out? It's a removable part?
No, it was the keyboard was coming off.
Oh, okay.
So this is the new generation of another console, but all the gray stuff is printed in a resin printer. Don't know how well you can see it, but every key is visible.
Wow.
There's detail everywhere. You can't see it here, but some of the items on this is like just scratches in terms of detail.
Wow.
Very lightly put in. I don't have a better light source. Maybe I have a flashlight. Maybe see if I can find a flashlight. That might help to shine some.
Okay. Anyway, just want to say congratulations to Jason Bienvenu. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
His Kickstarter was successful the second time around. He didn't give up. And also, I gave him the idea, Jason. I gave you the idea for the Black Panther figure. Name it after me, bro. Okay, Arnold, or my middle name is Max. You can name him Max. I'll take it. All right, I won't even ask you for royalties. Just name him after me, and don't make him like a Snake Eyes kind of character. I'm sick and tired of that ninja guy. Anyway, so Andre, what else you got?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see. This flashlight will work. Try to get some. Let's see. Try to get right here. Yeah, you can see better there, but there's a lot of detail now on the greebles on these things.
Yeah, those round things, they can I guess you can use them as like hose connections.
Right.
Wow,
Even in the back.
that's nice. Wow.
So what is that?
Yeah. So I'll see about painting this stuff up. And there's a lot more detail, but of course, you can see it a lot better in person. So
Right.
this was one of the things that we showed. And
What device is that?
this is the new pit consoles.
Wow.
And
Okay, I
all
see.
the
It's got a
great stuff.
rollerball and a keyboard.
Right. Yeah,
That's
trackball.
cool.
All the gray stuff is high resolution resin 3D print,
Wow.
and all the white is a regular 3D print using regular filament. And doing this method keeps the costs down, because you don't have to print all of this in high resolution resin when there's no detail in most of it. It's only in those areas. Let's see. Also, let's see. Got this guy here.
Barbecue and
Don't know if
fire
you can see how well you can see it.
Yeah,
But the
Barbie.
fire extinguisher is a new prop. Let me take that out.
Now, is that just a rubber hose that's flexible that's attached to it?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
just one of those standard type of hoses. But oh gosh, maybe I don't have anything bright to really show, but the
Looks
handle
good.
is more of a realistic fire extinguisher.
Oh yeah.
So it's a simple little prop to show, but the idea is that the handle is part of the resin printer thing, and the rest of it is a regular printer. So the thing is that with the new printer that does resin, we can do better looking handles, better looking things, and attach that to a regular print and come up with something nicer, something that looks more realistic.
Did you make those? Sell them at Joe-Con?
Yes, brought that to JoeCon as well. We had the old fire extinguishers side by side just to show. And another thing at JoeCon that we showed was the new prototypes for our walls.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And using the same
Is that the
uh-huh.
corner little things, or what is what do you call that room? The morgue? Is that the morgue style, or what? Oh, that's Star Wars.
Yeah, well, Star Wars looking.
Yeah,
But,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Wait, am I seeing?
You could put LEDs down there and light that whole thing up,
Yes.
dude.
Well, that's nice.
Wow. Now, is that a blue acrylic that's in there, or is that what is the is that just regular white, transparent white that's on those windows, or is that more of the same color blue, or what?
Actually, it's nothing at the moment.
Oh, okay, I see.
Previously,
There's nothing there. It's
we
just
used tracing paper because that would diffuse the light nicely. But this one is just, we didn't have time to do anything nice like that.
I can see now through that corner there. that you can actually see through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
See my finger a little bit.
Well, heck, you could even put lights along the inside there and have it shine against the edge, and you wouldn't even see them. It would just you would just see the light itself.
Yep. Yep.
Wow, that's cool.
You can buy those little LED lights from hobby shops or Fry's Electronics.
Hmm.
Put it in there, wire it up.
Right.
Or just put the battery
And,
pack on the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the wall is the same type of idea. It's the bulk of it is printed in a normal filament printer, and the big areas that you see up front, all that is a resin print. But it's full of detail. And what's nice is that with a regular printer, if you print something like a tube or a pipe, it depends a lot on the angle that you print to make that tube or pipe round. And with a resin printer, you don't really have that particular issue. The way it does support structures to suspend a tube or a pipe helps keep the roundness very, very nicely. So we could do things like piping, tubing, things like that, much more complex, thinner, and more realistic. Let's see. Here's the back of it. But, you know. And let's see. Oh, did we lose Sean?
I guess so, yeah. That's all right. He'll come back.
Okay. Let's see. The next thing, and maybe we should wait for Sean to come back before getting to this one.
WMD.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll just repeat when Sean comes back.
Yeah.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction here. I wish I had a better light. I don't think I have another light just around.
I can see it okay. But yeah.
Okay.
You know what? You know, you should try just take a couple of minutes there. That flashlight you were using, right?
Uh-huh.
Look at a coffee filter. Put it on it. That'll diffuse the light and shine it clearer.
I might have another light behind me. Let me just get it and plug it in.
Okay. While he's out, just want to say hi to everybody at our sister group, Action Figure Community, and also the really nice people at G.I. Joe Green Shirts. Danny,
Hey.
Barker, Craig, Bradley, Freddie. Hello, everyone. Okay, now.
Okay, let's see.
Perfect timing for Sean. He was waiting on you. He's going to talk about the WMD.
Yeah, to switch over to my phone, this my computer keeps having issues.
Is this coming out better?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The WMD. Wow.
Okay, this is the front of it. I wish I had a better cam to show the better details this thing can now do. You got very thin piping, very thin parts.
Well, I'll tell you what. Take pictures of it, and then post it on the comments later on. So I'm sharing the link right now to all the Facebook groups that I can think of.
Now, you had tritium in one of the pictures I think you took, didn't it? There was kind of the bluish green color.
Yeah, he showed it to me earlier, man. You got it.
Yeah. I saw that somewhere else, and boy, it really shows up.
Yeah, yeah, it was glowing in the dark. It was very nice.
So the flanges of the WMD can separate. It's so it allows some playability. You could have like a character like Tripwire come in and, if I could just get this thing out, go to try to defuse the nuclear core of it. And it's set up in such a way there's little holes in this item that you can wire if you need to. So you can have, red, blue, green wires, yellow, and have someone try to cut the yellow wire to deactivate the bomb. There's a lot of detail even on the inside.
Nice.
And the same technique of using the resin printer for details are there. You got Allen screws all around. Got details from that. And to answer your question about
how big it is? I mean, how
oh yeah, that's right. So let's see. Here's a boss fight figure.
Right.
Standing right next to it.
Nice, very decent.
So side by side.
I like that boss fight figure. What color scheme is he? Gunmetal?
Chrome.
Looks like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, man. Just gave me an idea for the Silver Surfer. Speaking of boss fight, we want to say hi to the guys at Boss Fight. I'm a big fan of you guys now. I love their figures, their articulation, and their accessory packs.
Well, okay, there's Sean. So,
okay, you're feedbacking. I think you got.
Yeah, I'm trying to shut down my phone because I got back on my computer. Exit. There we go.
Yeah, you got better picture on this one.
On this one here?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So here is the tritium piece.
Wow.
Turn the light off. Turn the light off in the room. Show him.
Okay, let's see.
What was it? Okay, Siri. Shut lights off.
Alexa.
Yeah, that's right, Alexa.
Okay. Let's see, is it dark enough?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little better.
See, there you go. See?
Wow.
Yeah, decent.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So not for a while. Oh, let me turn the other light. Yeah, not for a while, but the a future version of the weapon mass destruction will be compatible to put little tritium vials in, so you can actually have something glowing. But I don't think I'm going to be selling the tritium myself, only because it is actually radioactive, and I don't want to be, responsible for some kid or some dog eating a vial of tritium. But they do glow, and I'm surprised. They actually glow quite bright, and it's good for about 15 years before it starts to fade, they say.
Now, was that a paint that you applied to that?
No, it's actually a vial, a little glass tube. Let's see if I can actually take it out.
So that's the actual glass tube of tritium inside that?
Yep.
Wow.
It's very thin glass.
Will it still react the same if you have it like next to a black light? Will it become brighter?
Oh, probably. I don't have a black light to experiment with. Let's see.
That's an interesting question, though. Just, I mean, if that was the fact that you could, you had a small, like the Halloween decorations, they usually have like those little black light spotlights that you can pick up at Michael's. Have that somewhere pointing at it in the background with other lights, to where you don't see the black light, but it's still enough to illuminate the tritium to really, really make that pop,
Right.
glow.
The number one thing that sold at the Joe Con, believe it or not, was the trash
Garbage
bin.
can. Wow.
Yeah, the trash receptacles. Can you put up a figure next to it for size
Sure,
comparison?
this is not the right scale. Let me get another one that's more of the proper scale.
Silver Surfer will do just fine, but okay.
Yeah, garbage cans. Of all things, a darn garbage can is selling the best out
Yes.
of all the props.
Yeah. The thing about those
Hey.
garbage bins was the ones that are available online that I see are scaled to the wrestling figures. That's why.
Yeah, they're too big.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the size on this thing. Now, see, that would be a
I
little
saw it.
more accurate. Yeah,
Man,
very nice. Very nice.
all things garbage can. I figured it would have been some crate or the gold bullion or, one of the computer stands or workstations.
Yeah, you can never
Damn
tell
garbage
what.
can.
Yep.
That's cool,
Yeah.
though. I like the fact that everything that you brought sold out. So that is a very exciting thing in itself.
The garbage cans sold within the first hour, and so that was good.
Wow.
And we just brought like maybe 8 of them or something like that, just whatever I had. And they weren't perfect prints either. They had little problems here and there. That's the one reason why I didn't put up on the store. So I wanted to kind of gauge people's reactions, but decided to start selling them when people were like, they wanted to buy it with the flaws no matter what. So now we're ordering new filament that will print better, and going to replace the hard tires, wheels with actual rubber. So those things are getting improvements as well.
Well, if you think about it, in toy photography, there's always going to be a side that you're not going to see. So with something like that, you could just, use the side that is flawed that you're not going to see, and boom, you still have a good working prop.
Right. Well, there was other issues. For example, on some of them, the axle to the wheel, which was also 3D printed, wasn't quite round, so the thing would kind of do a wobble. We had a few that had some mysterious white splotches on it, and that came from the acetone vapor bath that I was treating the ABS of it. If for some reason it reacted to the green, I guess, pigmentation and changed the color on some parts. So it was little things like that I couldn't quite control. That every part that I printed, every trash bin that I printed, the flaw was something different, something else on a different part, on a different side. So it wasn't consistent like that.
Well,
So, but anyways,
prints. Just put them in like a clearance.
yes, that's basically what I did. They were just in a box, and just took one out, put it up on the table. People came, they saw it, they wanted it. That one sold, take another one out, put it on the table. It was just over and over like that. And space was very limited on that table. And so we were like fighting for as much space on that table as possible, and things just lessons learned for next time.
Yeah, but you had fun.
But also, another thing that caught interest are these orange holders. And didn't get too much. Yeah, didn't get too much feedback while these things were on the store. And but brought them to the JoeCon. People got to see them holding different canisters, barrels, and things like that, and stacked up. And that generated some interest, and people start to ask questions about it. So we're reprinting these orange ones right now. And the last thing that I have to show is this. Aliens.
Yeah, baby. Is that Paul from that movie? Oh, nice. Let's take a look at that again.
That's cool.
So he's like he's a gray.
He's a gray.
Okay. That booty, though. Is he articulated, or you just printed him up?
He's not articulated right now.
Okay.
This is just a static print for the JoeCon.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and just quickly painted the thing, and just put two in two different poses, and just ran them off the printer.
Yeah.
And this is not even high resolution on the printer.
Wow, that looks really
And it
good.
came out smooth, smooth, smooth. And I don't see any layering lines at all anywhere on it.
Wow.
And
I
so, you know,
I don't know if you know the guy who does Coast to Coast. I forget his name.
Art LeBeau.
Art LeBeau. Okay, he has a page where he lists the types of aliens. You know, he mentions the grays, and then the tall blondes and all that, and the lizard type people. Man, the potential on that, dude. I mean, you should look it up. You know, just the grays alone, I want one already. But if you can make like other aliens, dude.
well, what's nice is that we already have planned to do several more of the gray alien type. Apparently, to reports, there's two types of grays: a really tall one and shorter ones. The shorter ones tend to be friendly towards people. The tall ones, apparently, we've had conflicts with. But in terms of the hierarchy within the structure, the shorter friendly ones, for example, they tend to have different size grays. You tend to have a shorter worker, which is the next one that we're going to be designing and printing out. Then you have the scientist, which what this one would be, which would be about human height. Then you have a taller one, which is the leader, and that's the one people describe as being like telepathic, bigger eyes, bug-like eyes, praying mantis style. And then comes the human-alien hybrid, which is going to be an interesting thing to do. And that's just getting started. So there's a lot of other things planned, and we're releasing this as a Diowarriors line, and it's being called Conspiracy. And the way we're doing it is we don't want to be like, you know, most toy lines where they introduce an elite team, some terrorist or something, you know, following a G.I. Joe formula. Instead, we are releasing these aliens as a standalone thing, but in a way that can integrate with as many different toy lines as possible. So if you have your own favorite toy line, if you like Joe's or Marauders or some other toy line, and you don't want to replace them with some other line, but you want to have some new enemy to fight in battle, you can use these, the aliens, as that enemy, and use your favorite toy line to go up against them. So if you like army building, we encourage army building for Marauders and all the other ones, and use those armies to go up against the alien conspiracy.
So will this be a Kickstarter campaign, or you gonna start this up by itself?
Yeah,
How's it gonna
a
work?
Kickstarter would be nice, and that would probably be around sometime next year. So don't know for how much. Unless things change, Diowarriors should be producing these things in-house. So, but of course, all that stuff can change for one reason or another. Maybe maybe quantity is more than we can handle, or machines break down, or something. So we'll see how that goes, and that's going to be reflected in whatever Kickstarter.
Now I know you were looking at or playing with the idea of the Stargate, and I know you printed one up. Any plans on? Because what I'm thinking is, how are we going to tie this crossover? How are we going to cross this over to all the other lines? Stargate would be a good way. If you
Or
or
vehicles, or interstellar vehicles of different shapes.
Yeah. Or hold on a second.
Well, with the aliens, for example, depending on who you believe, the aliens are here now. In that sense, don't need to cross over into an alien universe. However, to cross over between, let's say, Joes and Marauders, or some other universe like that, or time travel or something, we do have ideas on wormhole type of interdimensional props. We did one a few months ago that was more steampunk inspired, but these would be more technological looking. There's all sorts of things you can do with the alien line. Aliens being of a technology so advanced, it's almost like magic. So, I mean, you can even have something very small to transport someone, some sort of quantum mechanic teleportation thing that sends figures from one universe to another. Anything from an F-16 gets lucky and shoots down a UFO, it explodes, causing some sort of shear in time and space, from whatever powers their UFO, causing some sort of rip, allowing the Joe team, for example, to enter into the cowboy line from Chicken Fried Toys.
Yeah, just like that movie, The Final Countdown, where the fighter squadron was flying into like some kind of cloud, and they flew back to the day before Pearl Harbor.
Right.
Or a natural phenomenon like a portal on Star Trek, The City on the Edge of Forever, with Joan Collins. Because like my idea was, I found this at Petco. It's one of those aquarium pieces, and this thing, you shine the black light on it enough, or any kind of light on it, and it'll glow in the dark. So this is my portal. But yeah, man, a lot of great ideas. But
man, this whole line is a lot more complex than I envisioned from the start. It's taken me by surprise. So, wrapping things up, the JoeCon was a whirlwind of activity. We met a lot of people. sold a lot of stuff, gave out a lot of the big haul
Oh,
bags.
for the yeah. Okay. Because
And
okay. Sorry about that.
no problem. So we got, we gave out a lot of big haul bags. People got to see the props up close, and we got rid of all of the gold, so there's no more gold bullion. And basically, we're cleared out on a lot of stuff. So I'm going to have a busy weekend reprinting.
Yes. As for the aliens, is there any thought of like bringing in like I think of Independence Day and having some sort of aliens that are bred, or or at least that are specifically warriors, that are attackers or whatever, aside from your regular typical visitors that have visited Earth and people have seen. I was wondering if there's any thoughts to other types, or
Other types of aliens, like other type of alien species.
yeah, it's just like like a is there, besides your tall lanky grays, your little ones, and then maybe something else that's that those are specific to a planet, or maybe they hybridly engineered their own fighters that are like parts something else along with the grays to make them big and strong and just really aggressive.
Well, according to
vehicles.
to,
Good idea.
according to alien lore, what's supposed to be going on is that you do have these gray aliens. They're supposed to be friendly towards Earth. You have another group that looks very Scandinavian, and they are supposed to be also very friendly towards humans in general, referred to as the Nordics. They're like slightly taller than normal humans. They basically look like the elves from Lord of the Rings. But then you have one particular species that no one likes. Apparently, they are aggressive, and they're apparently there's like this cosmic war going on, not just in this galaxy but in other galaxies. This other group is called the reptilians, and apparently they don't know where they came from, but they're also supposed to be very old, from some other galaxy, and the Greys are at war with them. The Nordics are at war with them. Apparently, the reptilians don't care about humankind. When there's like a when there's an alien abduction, people don't talk bad about the Greys, other than certain types of probing or so. But people don't really talk bad about the Greys. When it comes to the reptilians, people say that those types of examinations are the most painful. It's like the reptilians have no compassion towards humanity at all. So,
Any plans on designing like a examination table, tools, and yes, dare I say it, anal probes?
yes, in terms of the tables and the tools, the hard thing is to try to think what would be an advanced tool for an advanced species to use. And of course,
advanced tool.
right, because most people talk that they use these instruments that resembles a wand.
Yeah.
So that's not very exciting when it comes to a toy line. You give a wand as a weapon, a wand for a control thing, a wand for too many wands. So for us, we're looking into inspiration from different sci-fi shows. The Skrill, I think it's called, from Earth Final Conflict comes to mind, where you wear this organic-looking creature on your arm, and that's your weapon. You know, you fire some energy thing from that creature. So we're thinking along things like that, a little bit more on the organic side. A lot of it's in the unknown at the moment because, you know, we have to think, what would the alien use? And at the same time, what would be uh, us as a human, especially if you're not into alien stuff. You know, if you have a device, it has to resemble something that you can perceive and know immediately what to use it for. For example, if you have an alien-looking weapon that looks like a human weapon, then you have an idea that it's a weapon. But if it looks like a wand, you have no idea what that is. You know, so no, my voice is getting rough. You know.
Yeah, so many possibilities. Anyway, well, it's been an hour. I hate to cut this short, gentlemen, but
Hey, an hour's good.
yeah, I'm getting hungry now. So yeah, so let me be the first to say goodbye.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you, Sean of West Coast Diorama Supply Depot. Thank you, Andre of Diowarriors and Diowarriors Store. And this is the Arnold B signing off. Thank you, guys.
Later.